How do you make yourself sound legit when giving out running advice? Well, you do two things. You come to your local running track like I've done, and you do this walking, talking thing like TV people do. Well, in this video, I've got 7 tips to get you from an average runner to a less average runner. Anyway, I thought I would put this together because a lot of the running advice you see on YouTube are coming from elite or semi-elite runners, and sometimes average runners can't relate to it. So, 7 tips on how to be less average. The first one, you've probably heard before, but I doubt you've heard the other 6. Let's go. Number 1, a coach. Now, programs like Couch to 5K or Nike Running Club, these standard programs are very good to get you started, but they won't progress you. What you need is to invest in a coach, someone who will understand you, someone who will know that you're rubbish at this pace, someone who will understand that your heart rate is not quite where it needs to be, and therefore, they're going to create a program specifically for you. That makes a very big difference. More importantly, you're going to check in and they will look at how you've been performing and advise you on how to get to the next level. So don't get me wrong, I love Couch to 5K, Nike Running Club, but I would suggest that you invest in getting yourself a coach. That will definitely get you less average. Number 2, find your 2 people. Let me explain. And this is how the running community sort of pays itself forward. The first person is a better runner than you. The second person is probably a beginner who wants to be where you are. The reason why these 2 people are important, 1, they will get you out when you don't feel like it. You know, when you're chilling, there'll be that annoying person that says, mate, are we going for a run today? And you're going to be like, oh, come on, man, let's go. But this person who's better than you is going to push you to your next level. This person is going to be relying on you, and therefore you have to show up. And you're going to get to watch them develop into a better runner. And believe me, there is nothing more rewarding than that. Wait. Before I carry on, as at the time of filming this, through your support and kindness, I am at 5,000 subscribers. Hey! Thank you very much. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. 5,000 subscribers, essentially, from the start of March, and this is July. That's mind-blowing. Thank you. Let's carry on. Okay, so number 3, checkpoints. And I like this one. When you start your training, you need to make sure you're putting in some events, whether these are races or self-time trials, whatever you want to call it, just to check where you are in terms of your fitness. So I'll give you an example. I got myself a running coach, and he put together a 16-week training plan. 2 weeks into that plan, I had Worthing 10K. 4 weeks after, I had the A6 London 10K. Looking forward now, on September 9th, I'm running Richmond Runfest 10K. That's what I mean. When you put in these events or these races, you give yourself something to look forward to. You know, like in a relationship, you've got date night, or you're working towards a holiday, or stuff like that, just to keep things spicy. Yeah. Number 4, rewarding yourself. Now, running hurts. This stuff hurts. You wake up the next day after a run, your legs feel like they belong to someone else because they're that painful. So when you set yourself a goal and you achieve it, make sure you treat yourself. Now for me, I collect Funko Pops. For those of you that don't know what those are, they're like bobbleheads. My son and I, we love Marvel, so I collect Groot ones. These things are amazing. Useless, but amazing. For you, it might be a pair of running shoes, socks, just something to recognize the milestone you've just achieved. Remember who did the work here. You. This stuff hurts, so make sure you give yourself the recognition, give yourself the treat that you deserve for smashing it out the park. Number 5, you versus you. Now, it goes without saying that there will be races that would need competition. The running community, though, is one of the best communities of sportsmanship, togetherness, and all that kind of stuff. But there are always a few rotten eggs, egos, and people that want to kind of make themselves look better than everyone else. Don't be that person. Make this truly about you. Compare yourself, not to the next person, but how you used to run. I always like looking back at the fact that I remember when I used to run 10K in an hour and 10 minutes. I eventually got it down to an hour, less than an hour, and now I've got it down to 50 minutes. Now, to someone else, running 50 minutes for 10K would be the worst day ever because they run 30 minutes, 35. For me, running 10K in less than 50 minutes is everything. And I will celebrate it and shout it on top of the world. So for you, make sure you simply focus on your journey, where you're coming from, where you are. Ignore that other person. Number 6, and don't judge me for this, but I find it very, very important. Instagram or Strava. But Strava is a bit more expected, but Instagram. Set yourself up an Instagram account specifically to do with your running. Simply because when you do your run, now don't get me wrong, I'm not encouraging trying to seek validation from the public or people on social media at all. But I have found the best connections in terms of motivation, in terms of support on Instagram. I have made connections and new relationships with like-minded people on Instagram. And I've also recorded my journey on Instagram. Now, why is this important? You're going to set up your Instagram. When you do your run, take a picture, a selfie, or if you go on a group run with the people that you've ran with, and you know what? You share it. You keep doing that. When you look back a year from then, months, you start to see changes. You start to celebrate where you're coming from. But the biggest thing for me, I promise you, the running community on Instagram is absolutely amazing. And I've never met more incredible and motivational people than on there. Number 7, and I wanted to end on a semi-serious note. You are more than enough. You see, when I started doing my YouTube channel, I felt like an imposter because all of the YouTube channels that I watch, they're great at video production and making YouTube videos, but most of them, if not all of them, are exceptional runners, really good runners. And there was me struggling to run. Now, don't get me wrong, in terms of YouTube and making videos, I could compete and stand with the best of them. But when it comes to running, I felt inadequate. I felt like I really couldn't speak much about running. Even when I review running shoes, what do I really know? And I discovered, and essentially through your comments, through your encouragement, and all the kind things that you guys say, that is exactly the person that YouTube needs. And it made me realize that I'm actually more than enough. So when I review a running shoe, or when I talk about running, I speak from an average runner's perspective, somebody who is not that great at running, and that makes me relatable. It's the same with you. When you start your running journey, you won't be like that other person. But that's exactly who you need to be. That's exactly who your family needs you to be. You are more than enough because you are lapping everyone that is sat at home on their sofa. You are more than enough because you know what? You lace up and you show up. You do all those events. You've dedicated yourself to a craft that you're not good at with a simple ambition and aim to get better. I want you to believe and know from today that you, in whatever level you are in your running journey, are more than enough. Thank you for listening to me. I truly appreciate it. And again, thank you for 5,000 subscribers.